You already know more about people than you think you do. You just have not learned how to read the signs yet. Every single person leaves clues about who they really are. Nietzsche's 18 truths will teach you how to find these clues. They will also teach you what those clues actually mean. This is a skill that nobody teaches you in school. But once you learn to see it, you cannot unsee it ever again. This video is not just a quick list of tips, it is a complete breakdown divided into 3 powerful parts. Each part builds on the one before it. If you skip ahead or miss one part, you will lose the important depth, so stay with me through all 3 parts. By the end, you will not just understand other people better, you will understand yourself in ways you never expected before. Part 1. The mask people wear. From the time you are very young, you are trained to trust what people say. Words are the main way we communicate with each other. But Nietzsche warned us not to be fooled by language alone. People do not speak from truth all the time. They speak from survival, from ego, and from fear. The surface of someone's personality is not who they really are. It is their armor that protects them from getting hurt. The person who seems overly kind may not actually be kind at all. They may be terrified of rejection from others. The person who seems strong may be crumbling underneath. They are just hoping nobody notices their pain. The most deceptive thing about humans is they do not even know they are doing this. Most people are actors in a play they did not write themselves. Their smiles, their opinions, and their tone were all shaped by what kept them safe. This is why most people are not hiding from you on purpose. They are actually hiding from themselves. Nietzsche once said, "Every profound spirit needs a mask." He did not mean that as an insult to people. He meant it as a warning to not confuse the mask with the real person. Truth. Number 1. Everyone wears a mask to survive. People leak the truth all the time. They do not leak it in their words, though. They leak it in the cracks and small moments. Watch the moments when they look away from you. Notice the way they laugh too long at something. Pay attention when they quickly change the subject because it got too close. Everyone wears a mask to survive in society, not because they are fake, but because they are scared. To survive in the world, people create a version of themselves. They hope this version will be accepted by others. But masks are not perfect and they slip sometimes. The first sign of truth is tension in a person. Watch for what makes someone uncomfortable. That is exactly where the real person begins to show. Truth number 2. What someone hates reveals what they hide. This is one of Nietzsche's sharpest insights about human nature. He called it projection. When someone constantly mocks arrogance in others, they are often insecure about their own self-worth. When someone cannot stop pointing out dishonesty in others, they are usually hiding a truth they have not faced. We hate in others what we are afraid to admit in ourselves. So when you want to read someone accurately, do not just look at what they admire. Look at what they criticize and ask yourself why. Truth number 3. Silence reveals more than words. Nietzsche did not believe truth came from talking a lot. In fact, he saw language as a tool people use to avoid reality. When someone pauses before answering your question, pay attention. When they dodge certain topics completely, that means something. When they give short rehearsed replies to deep questions, listen carefully. That silence is actually louder than any speech. A person avoiding vulnerability is revealing everything about what they fear most. Truth. Number 4. Excessive virtue is often disguised vanity. Be very wary of the person who loudly proclaims their purity. Watch out for the one who is always correcting others. Be careful around people who are always preaching at everyone. Nietzsche called this the will to power in disguise. Sometimes morality becomes a mask for feeling superior to others. The louder the virtue signal, the more likely something is being hidden behind it. Real goodness does not need applause or attention from others. Truth number 5. People lie to themselves first. This truth changes everything about how you see people. The lies you hear from people like "I'm fine" or "I don't care" are not meant to hurt you. They are lies people have rehearsed so often they actually believe them now. Nietzsche understood self-deception not as evil, but as defense. It is a way to keep functioning in a painful world. So when someone's story does not quite add up, do not assume they are trying to deceive you. Realize they have been doing it to themselves far longer. That is what makes reading them possible. The inconsistencies reveal the truth hiding underneath. Truth number 6. Where someone feels superior, they hide inferiority. This is pure Nietzsche at his best. He believed that superiority is often overcompensation for feeling small. If someone constantly reminds you of their accomplishments, they likely fear they are not enough. If someone puts others down casually, they are probably terrified of being overlooked. Real confidence does not compete with anyone. It just exists peacefully. So if someone needs to dominate, control, or prove themselves, look deeper. Behind the throne, you will often find a scared child wearing a crown. Part 2. When the mask begins to crack. Reading people is not about judging them harshly. It is about understanding their core fears and wounds. When someone interrupts constantly, it might be fear of being forgotten. When someone posts obsessively about happiness online, it may be a cry for help. When someone avoids eye contact while saying they are fine, listen to their body instead. Use these truths not to gain power over people. Use them to extend compassion and understanding, because the more clearly you see someone, the less likely you are to hate them. Truth number 7. Most actions are driven by unconscious fear. Ask yourself this important question about people. Why does someone over-explain everything they do? Why do they dominate a conversation or disappear completely from it? Why do they say yes when they clearly mean no? The answer is fear. Fear of abandonment, rejection, humiliation, or failure. Nietzsche knew that humans rarely act from pure desire. They act from a deep fear of losing something important. So when you want to read someone accurately, stop focusing on what they say they want. Instead, ask yourself what they are afraid of losing. That is where the real truth lives. Truth number 8. Constant criticism is projection. Next time someone constantly critiques other people, listen very closely. The man who mocks emotional people might be terrified of his own feelings. The woman who belittles others for their appearance might be at war with her own reflection. Nietzsche said that judgment is almost never about the other person. It is about the self and what we refuse to accept. So when you hear repeated criticisms, do not be distracted by the target. Instead, trace the line back to the speaker. What part of themselves are they trying to disown and reject? Projection is not just a defense mechanism, it is a confession if you listen to it correctly. Truth number 9. Guilt hides behind false confidence. There is a kind of person you have probably met before. They seem overly sure of themselves and always in control. They are always composed and never seem rattled. But if you watch long enough, you will see the tension in their jaw. You will notice the way they over-prepare for everything. You will see the defensiveness that comes out under pressure. Nietzsche observed this phenomenon in leaders, teachers, and preachers. They perform certainty because they are scared of being truly seen. When someone is chronically confident, look for the guilt they are trying to bury. Real peace does not perform for an audience, so when someone seems too confident, do not be intimidated by them. Be curious about what they are hiding. Truth number 10. Exaggeration reveals hidden truth. This truth is subtle but powerful. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it anymore. People betray themselves through exaggeration. Someone who constantly says they do not care what anyone thinks likely cares deeply. Someone who claims they are always happy likely is not happy at all. Exaggeration is a telltale sign of insecurity. It is the ego trying to drown out doubt. Nietzsche believed that extremism in any direction is imbalance, not strength. So when someone's statements sound too absolute, do not believe the content. Read the insecurity underneath instead. Truth number 11. Those who seek control fear inner chaos. Control is something we seek everywhere in our lives. We try to control our jobs, our relationships, and our routines. But some people crave control to the point of obsession. Nietzsche saw this very clearly in human behavior. When the inner world is disordered, the outer world must be managed obsessively. If someone micromanages every single detail, they are revealing fear. If they cannot handle any change, something is wrong inside. If they dominate people to feel powerful, it is because something inside them feels out of control. The stricter the outer shell, the more fragile the inner self actually is. Truth number 12. The louder the performance, the emptier the core. This is one of Nietzsche's most haunting insights. It applies more today than ever before. Look at social media and the endless "look at me" energy. Notice the perfect poses, the constant updates, and the curated identity. Nietzsche did not see this as strength at all. He saw it as desperation for validation. When someone is constantly performing, it is because they do not believe they will be seen or loved without it, so they create noise, color, and drama to get attention. But the person who truly knows themselves does not need to be watched constantly. They are already whole and complete. Part 3. Reading the soul. Behind every behavior is a belief, and behind every belief is a wound from the past. Nietzsche did not just expose people's patterns, he illuminated where those patterns come from in the first place. Truth. Number 13. No one speaks from logic, they speak from pain. You might think that people are rational beings. You might believe they argue based on facts and make decisions based on reason. But Nietzsche believed otherwise. He believed that underneath every logical argument is an emotional wound. A person might say they do not believe in love because it is just a fantasy. But listen closely to what they are really saying. They are not stating a fact about the world. They are protecting a pain they once felt. People form their views based on what hurt them. Then they justify those views with logic afterward. So when you want to understand someone's worldview, do not just ask what they believe. Ask what broke them in the past. Ask what scared them deeply. Ask what they never want to feel again. Truth number 14. How someone reacts to weakness reveals their power. Want to truly see someone's character clearly? Do not watch how they treat powerful people. Watch how they treat someone who cannot fight back. Nietzsche believed that real strength is not proven through domination. It is revealed through restraint and compassion. If someone mocks vulnerability, they are afraid of their own. If someone punishes mistakes harshly, they likely were not allowed to make any themselves. But the person who can witness weakness without judgment is different. They can sit with sadness without running away. They can forgive what they could have punished. That is someone who is no longer ruled by the past. Truth number 15. When someone fears being forgotten, they chase attention. Ever met someone who always needs to be seen and noticed? Every room they enter, every story they tell, every outfit they wear screams, "Notice me." At first glance, it looks like confidence and self-assurance, but Nietzsche saw through it completely. He believed that the hunger for attention often comes from a deeper fear. The fear of being invisible, of being erased, of living and dying without leaving a mark. The child who is ignored becomes the adult who overcompensates. Truth number 16. The person they attack is often the person they envy. This is one of Nietzsche's boldest truths. People do not always attack because they hate someone. They often attack because they admire but feel they can never be like that person. Criticism is easier than admiration for most people. So the person who tears down someone successful is not just mean. They are in pain because they want that success too. Envy is just unspoken desire. Truth number 17. People act out their childhood, not their beliefs. People do not change easily because people repeat patterns. They repeat the roles they were forced to play as children. They repeat the fears they were taught to carry. They repeat the dynamics they never escaped from. A person who is never heard becomes someone who never listens. A person who is punished for expressing emotions becomes cold and detached. Behavior is just biography written in actions. Truth number 18. Their patterns are a confession. This is the final truth, and it changes everything. People do not always know how to express what hurts them, but they will show you again and again through patterns. A person who ghosts when things get close is confessing something. A person who overworks to avoid stillness is telling you something. These are not random behaviors at all. They are confessions about how they protect themselves. Nietzsche believed that if you learn to listen deeply, not to words but to patterns, you can hear the truth before it is spoken. Now, take a moment and reflect on everything you just learned. Every truth we covered was not just about other people. It was also about you, your own patterns, your own fears, and your own childhood scripts. Because the more clearly you see others, the more clearly you see yourself. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a new way of seeing the world and people around you. Nietzsche did not just want us to observe people from a distance. He wanted us to awaken to the truth about ourselves and others. If this video opened your eyes to how people really work, do not keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss powerful content like this. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 18 truths hit you the hardest. Share this video with someone who needs to learn how to read people better. Let's build something honest together in a world full of masks and fake personas. Your awareness is your greatest power, so use it wisely and compassionately.